So if you've ever quested in Duskwood, you probably know, or at least heard, about the Dark Riders, and they're pretty important in the stories of Duskwood and Deadwind Pass, so I thought it'd be good to talk about the Dark Riders today, mainly because some guy in Duskwood General Chat for Classic was like, "What's a Dark Rider?" since he was doing the Jitters questline. So, for that one guy, whoever you might be, this video is for you. Now, as common with all great stories, our story begins outside of Karazhan at a time when Medivh called himself the Guardian of Tearsfall and the Dark Portal had yet to open. A small group of merchants, ones who had traveled the lands of Azeroth, had crossed through Elwyn, which is actually present-day Duskwood. It just, got all corrupted and stuff, and they braved Deadwind Pass to try and sell Medivh the greatest wizard ever, magical artifacts. Now, you couldn't see what I did there, but I put air quotes around magical because the artifacts they tried to sell were not magical in the slightest. You see, these merchants were the frauds, and they'd go around selling these magical, there's the air quotes again, items to locals for hefty sums of coins. I guess they got ballsy enough to try and haggle with the Guardian of Tearsfall himself, which in hindsight is a pretty bad idea considering the height of Medivh's reign was also the height of the mage's demonic corruption. To make a long story short, the merchants were not able to woo Medivh with their artifacts, and in fact crossed the mage at a time where his inner demon had taken control. Demon within, the Guardian cursed the merchants for their transgressions, turning them into these dark, twisted horse riders hell-bent on acquiring real magical artifacts for Medivh. Now, it's not known what curse Medivh placed on them, but it could be likely that they were killed and enchanted to do Medivh's will, his will being the acquisition of items, no matter the cost. Regardless, the Dark Riders set out upon the land and brought back a number of artifacts, treasures, and items, and included in the list, but not limited to, were the weapons Apocalypse, an unholy blade used by the Deathlord during Legion, Utalesh, the Deadwind Harvester, a scythe used by Warlocks in the same expansion, and probably the most important, the Scythe of Elune, which was a great trouble upon the citizens of Duskwood and is the sole reason the region has Worgen and all this other stuff we see today. Regardless, the Dark Riders, while we did purge their leadership in Legion, are still, as far as we know, active in the world, and it's possible that we might see them again if the world ever gets another revamp or something like that. So, there you have it. The small bit of lore behind the Dark Riders. Shout out once again to that guy in general who made this video possible, and if you yourself have any questions like his, you can leave it, as well as all questions and concerns regarding this video, WoW or its lore, in the comment section down below. Thanks for watching.